Planning Commission of the City of Memphis. Call the meeting to order with pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to start first by welcoming Larry Wilson to our meetings.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming aboard. We appreciate you taking the role of mayor and filling that for us. Roll call.
All right, well, then I will start off with Mr. Wilson, who's present.
Here.
Phillips?
Here.
Martin, yeah, I'm here. Gallagher, absent. Schneider?
Here.
Farquhar? Absent. Henley?
Here.
Davis?
Here.
And Dunsmore is absent.
I'll make a motion to excuse the absences.
Support?
We have a motion of support to excuse the absences. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. At this time, we open the public hearing for the purpose of receiving comments on the proposed City of Memphis Open Space Plan, Parks and Recreation. Any comments from the floor? None.
This may be dumb. Can we change the agenda to put this at the bottom just in case somebody shows up? Or is it too late for that, Larry?
I think
We haven't approved the agenda.
you haven't approved the agenda, so yes, you can
Yeah.
amend it if you want to put it at the bottom.
I don't know if anybody wants to do that or not, just in case somebody does show up.
Yeah,
It makes sense.
we can do that.
I'll make a motion to amend the agenda to put the public hearing after, between new business and comments from commissioners.
Support that.
We have a motion of support to move item C, public hearing, to after the new business before commissioner comments. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Was there any other amendments to the agenda? And then
This is gonna wrap up pretty quick, isn't it?
approval. I take a motion for approval of the amended agenda.
I'll make that motion.
Support that.
We have a motion and a support to accept the agenda as amended. And to accept the agenda as amended. First,
He supported the motion.
Yeah.
she,
Or no, she made the motion, she supported it, so we
Yeah.
just take a vote on it.
right. I'm sorry, what did I say?
And just,
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Minutes from December 10, 2014. Has everybody had a chance to read them over?
I'll make a motion that we accept the minutes from December 10, 2014 as presented.
I'll second it.
Motion of support to approve the minutes from December 10th, 2014. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Have no citizens to make comment on item F. Any communications? I have none myself. Anybody have anything that I'm not aware of? Communications. Unfinished business.
So we added that part of the implementation is this Parks and Rec plan.
Yeah.
There is one other thing as far as that goes. I think we actually talked about it at the last meeting too, but there was a person who came here when we were doing the master plan from St. Clair County. He didn't really do anything, but it seems to me that he was saying that he would help us
He was here for a meeting or two. Yeah.
align our zoning to fit the master plan. I don't remember what the person's name was. Though it seemed to me that it was the same name as one of the people from Macomb County, but I don't think it was John Paul, but that's neither here nor there. Possibly we can find out who that was and get a hold of him, see if we can have him come to a meeting or maybe send him something. No, right now our code is being redone, so that should simplify things, and he'd be able to go online and look at it when that's all wrapped up, whenever that is.
We'll be reviewing that tomorrow and hopefully wrapping that up tomorrow.
Okay. But maybe, we want to invite him for March or something like that meeting. Really start getting into the zoning a little more.
Yeah, was it John Paul that was here for that meeting?
He was the Macomb County guy.
Yeah.
There was a guy though from St. Clair. He really didn't, he was here,
He was only here one or
Yeah.
two meetings is all.
but it seemed to me he was like, zoning was his
Yeah.
thing too for St. Clair County. Hopefully he still works there. But anyways, I'm sure we could find out who it was and maybe invite him to a meeting in March or something like that. So.
Yeah, I would be against having him in, I don't know who he is, like I said.
I'll have to take a look back at my notes, see if I have it still.
I think we're gonna need a little help as far as clarification of our zoning.
Yeah, because of the way that we're looking at changing the zoning with the overlay is I think a sticky thing. Well, that and just doing a major change with all the zoning along the main corridor, going from residential multiple to residential, and then with the commercial overlay.
So what you're doing is making the zoning compatible with the master plan.
Right. And that's just one of those where it was, John Ray is the one that really brought it up as far as how sticky it could or couldn't be, and doing that change.
Other than that, I don't really think there's much we can do at this point.
I agree.
And that is the biggest part that we have to take care of with the master plan,
Yeah. That's the last step, right?
to make the zoning changes,
Right.
yeah.
Well, this, the last thing we have to do with the recreation plan then is the public hearing, right? We don't have anything else
Right.
that,
I mean, we need to send it and hopefully they'll approve it. It sounds like getting the thing approved is not that big of a deal because they don't really go through it that
What
depth
is,
until
who do you send it to, right?
state.
Oh, you send it to the state?
Yeah.
Okay.
I forget if it's the DNR or the DEQ or one of those offices wants to, I think they just want to have it on file more than anything, so then when we apply for the grants, maybe it is DNR, so when we apply for the grants, they have it, the copy that we had already approved, and they can kind of go through and make sure that it kind of, we have something in there that kind
that's our
of.
plan, long-term goals. yeah.
Exactly, right.
Now, is this the one you're gonna show to a brochure down at St. Clair County, or he had already?
He has
showed?
it.
Okay.
He has it, Jennifer emailed it to him, I think anyways, yeah. I thought she did.
I'll have to read it over and see what's on it. So that's
Good
very
stuff.
good.
Yeah,
One
that's
thing.
pretty good.
Yeah, okay.
In here in the history, it says in 1884, 1885, the first building of the building of the first combustion engine occurred in Memphis. That's really a stretch. I don't think it was the first combustion engine. It was the first horseless carriage, I think.
I thought I took that right out of something else,
Right,
actually.
well, I was gonna say, take it right off of the placard.
Yeah.
Really? Is
I
that what that placard said?
don't know, no, I cut and pasted that out of something like the master plan.
That's really
or-
a stretch to say that we were the first combustion engine. Really, I think, but maybe not.
No, you're probably right, I don't know.
Because they took a combustion engine and put it, made a car.
Right.
First car.
The first car, yeah, the first horseless carriage, whatever.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a steam engine anyways.
Yeah, it was a steam engine.
It wasn't an internal combustion.
Yeah.
It was,
Right.
it was a steam engine, and he built two of them.
I don't know where that came from, but I cut and pasted it out. So a lot of that was cut and pasted as far as the history and,
Yeah.
I heard disclaimer at the back, it's hard to say, 100% accurate. Read at your own peril.
I will go back and look at that part and figure that out before
Yeah, that's
before we meet
a little
again.
stretch, I think, but, no.
Also, it's too big.
One thing that's not a stretch, though, is a pleasant place to live.
Alright.
I mean, because I don't even know about this Memphis Egypt, City on the Nile stuff. I-
That's probably, that is correct, probably.
Well, you know, and that's, and
There was just something on the Facebook page the other day that had a different,
yeah, and it goes back to a
place.
pleasant place to live.
to the Wells settlement thing, and the Indians tied their horses up down there, and that's, they rang a bell to let them know when they were ready, and that's how it got
Yeah,
called the Bell
I
River.
seen
and,
that, yeah.
I'd never heard that rendition of the
Right.
naming of the Bell River, et cetera, before.
Yeah, that's how the Indians called their horses or whatever.
So, thought that was pretty good. If it's true, who knows?
Yeah, whatever the only thing that I really changed in here actually was, in as far as these first two paragraphs of the description, was wherever I got this from, it said that we were, oh no, I never changed it, because it says 45 miles east of Port Huron. I don't think we're 40, it's probably more like 20 miles east of Port
25.
Huron.
Right, 25
I think
miles.
it's 25, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I never did change it. But I remember seeing that, thinking that that didn't sound right.
Even
You
50
know,
miles
you know,
north
I
of
think
Detroit's a little.
I think it's 18 miles.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah, because it's 6 miles
Google
to
Maps.
69, and then it's 18 miles to Port Huron. It's 25 total. I think it's 18 miles.
Okay.
I'll check it in the spring later.
Yeah, if you go into the south end of Port Huron, it
Yeah.
is like 18 miles.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, so I guess it's probably about 30 miles north of Detroit then?
Yeah, because we're like 15 miles north of Mount Clemens, and Mount Clemens is about 50 miles.
Well, yeah, it depends on what part of Detroit you're talking. Downtown,
Well,
we're 50
Well,
miles.
yeah, we're 50 miles from downtown.
Yeah.
8 miles.
8 miles, yeah.
But from 8 Mile we're not.
No.
That's the border.
This actually may have come out of the little pink history book of
Yeah,
Memphis.
I
I'm not
remember
sure.
those years ago, yeah.
Yeah, well, there's one at the Lions Club. That might be where I got some of this stuff from.
And it's also had in there, you know, that we had in the world's, Guinness Book of World's Record for the highest
Oh,
street.
Number,
address.
yeah.
Yeah.
I should put that in.
Not really?
Yeah, at one time we had the highest number in the country. House number.
Red Rapids.
What are we with the highest?
That
elevation
wraps up,
of
yeah.
County?
The
Highest point in St. Clair County, I believe.
the highest point in
Because
Macomb
I
County.
think it's
because
Macomb because they were saying
Macomb
it's
County,
even.
we're at the same
In
elevation
elevation.
as the top of the county
The
building.
county.
Right, yeah, I
I
heard
tell you
that.
how incredibly flattering it is around here.
Highest natural elevation, you have to say now, because of 53 acres.
Yeah, because you got some big piles of,
Big piles of trash out there.
Well, that second one grew fast, didn't it?
Very can, holy crap, I went by it the other day, watching them dump truck after truck after
well, and you
truck.
go
I
by
watched
and it
them
looks like
trucks.
it's this big.
That's all you see is
I
trucks
watched
going in
them,
and out of there.
I went down 28 Mile Road up to the back of it back there. They dumped 6 trucks in a space of about a minute and a half.
Yeah,
I think it was huge platforms, they put them up on it, empty them out, back down again. It's amazingly quick. Anyway, let's we digress any further.
Actually. No, it's all right, I got one. It's in my computer, but I never printed it out, so I gave it away. Or it's in here. All right, I'm missing a few pages. You guys all have like the map and stuff, right? In your thing? Inside there?
It's in here?
Yeah, I don't know. Unless, yeah, okay. good. This is an old copy, let's see.
I saw them there or something.
Page 9.
Page 9.
That feels a little thicker.
it's all the parks. Memphis Station. City Hall. Here's Pine looks like a song, don't it?
Yeah, yeah, there.
Yeah, that's quite a scale.
No, here.
I remember when it was that small.
Did you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That was just a little pinhole in the ground back there.
Mhm. So what, do you have to approve this now, or what do you do on this now?
After we're done with the public hearing portion.
Is there, oh, sorry, can I see your shot? Sure.
What are you looking for?
Is there a new copy over there of the Parks and Rec plan?
This was one of them that's
Yeah,
passed
that one
over.
right there.
Oh, I guess it's not in here either. I thought I had. It's not in here either. There's actually a page missing. There's a page with some, like the results from the
Oh, the survey?
From the surveys, yeah, I broke it out into percentages or whatever. I don't see it now.
Was that something that had been printed before? 'Cause-
It was recent, it would have been probably between the last meeting and,
Would have been this.
that's a real, that looks like a real old one
Yeah,
there.
but it would have been in there.
No, it's. Yeah, it would have been the last, it was one of the last things that I added.
What was it you're talking about?
It's possible that she printed an old copy of it. Well, it's, you're gonna make a difference one way or the other, it's just the numbers.
I remember seeing the survey, too.
There's just so much stuff.
I've got a bunch of other things,
Oh,
yeah, this is just this, but I've got a
yeah.
bunch of other things, I just, from a couple of previous meetings, I just put them all together.
Okay.
Where we at, the unfinished business, we got anything else there, move on to new business and. Got anything under new business we need to take care of at this point? Other than the public hearing again, we want to.
Need a motion?
And at this point, I guess we're all done with the public hearing portion of it.
You want a motion then to close the public hearing?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll make that motion.
I'll support that.
Motion support to close the public hearing on the space plan for Parks and Recreation. All those in favor?
Aye.
Alright.
Opposed? Motion carried.
And now does this just go to council to be approved? Okay.
Yeah, so we'll,
We've
We're just gonna
already approved it, right? So there's nothing else for us to do on that. We just present it at this point, right?
we just recommend that
Just
they,
recommend it, yeah.
um,
It should go in the, we should put it on the agenda then for,
Next council meeting.
next council meeting on the 20th. I guess,
Well, we need a motion to recommend that, though.
yeah.
Well, I'll make a motion that we recommend the city council the adoption of the proposed city of Memphis open space plan for Parks and Recreation.
I'll support that.
We have a motion and support to recommend the city council the Parks and Recreation plan. All those in favor?
Alright.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Did you want to add that other two there?
I will make sure that, I thought that, you know, I have it on a thumb, I have it on a thumb drive. It's possible that I changed it, cause I think this one was like number 6 that I had done. And I think I put a 7 on there, maybe when she opened up the computer, she printed out whichever one this was, number 6 maybe or something. Or it's possible that, you know, I'm not exactly sure what happened, but I know that I made up some bar graphs or whatever of just, there was only like 6 or 7 questions, and 2 of them had like write-in answers. So it was only 3 or 4 questions I had to compile the numbers on. It wasn't, you know, it's 1 page, that's all it is.
Yeah.
Of just a bar graph of the results.
Good.
Comments from the commissioners, Frank, anything?
Nothing.
Larry?
Yes, this is from Foster Oil, Billy Foster. They own the lot where the Butterscotch House used to be, across from the cell station.
Oh, okay,
Okay.
yep.
Yeah.
All right, when they bought that, and this is years ago, as you know, they were, had
This
some
is the
plan.
St. Foster's from the gas station?
Right, they had some plans what they, to do with it. Dan and I had a meeting with them probably, a year and a half ago or so, when they started to activate this again. And they mentioned that lot, they'd like to put a car wash and a doggy wash in there. And so Dave talked to me, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks ago on it. And he wanted to know if it was zoned for that, and I said, no, it isn't at this point. But with my understanding of the master plan, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, that long as a lot is contiguous to commercial or whatever, that can be rezoned to that, or if it's on a intersection, is that correct? That was my understanding of the master plan. So, anyway, I guess you would have to look at
Well,
that.
that's part of what we're going to
That's
change.
part of it,
anyways.
yeah,
Yeah.
the whole
Yeah.
overlay and.
That's
Yeah,
where
so-
we're at.
So
It
he asked,
eventually would be changed to that regardless.
yeah, so
Where's
it's gonna
this
be
one
changed,
now?
pardon?
It'd be the
Oh,
corner
so
of
John's
Benton
Benton
and
and
Main
Main
Street,
Street.
the
And it's right across the-
southeast.
So I guess you could
Southeast
call it an
corner.
intersection.
Yeah,
Open lot that's right there.
Well, and it's contiguous to, that cross there is, that's all zoned and
Right.
commercial, so, so I told him, well, he wanted, because he asked me if it's zoned, and I said no. Then he asked me, well, should we come and make that, and get that changed now? And I said, I recommended that he bring a site plan, what he wants to do with that property, and at the same time request it be zoned that. Not just come and get it zoned, but do it same time.
Yeah, let's see what you're gonna do before we
Right.
change it.
So I suggested he do that, and also, I suggested that when, I asked him, when do you wanna start? He said at that time, probably in the spring. Well, I said, then, what you gotta go through can't happen overnight.
Yeah, it'll take
I
3 months.
I said it'll take probably at least 3 months to do that, so I recommend that he actually come to this meeting and start it if he wanted to. But Tom was at our council
Right.
meeting, the last one, you remember? And I think he somewhat indicated they'd like to get that
This
almost,
thing finished first.
yeah, but coordinated such that they would start the other. So I talked to Dave again, I don't know, it was yesterday, sometime this week, maybe it was Monday, I'm not sure. And he kind of indicated it probably would get here till February. But I said, just understand that it'll take
Yeah.
3 months probably to go through the process.
That's
you
so
know.
they go smooth, there's no
Right,
hiccups
right.
anywhere.
So I think, I know you don't want a zone to the master plan, but I think this will have to. be
We'll have to do a separate zoning just to do a
Right.
change with
Right,
that, so.
right. So I just want to make you aware. I talked to Bob on this, I think, what.
But that, yeah, it's gonna fit with what we're eventually planning on doing with the master plan, it's just,
Right.
Yeah.
well, we might have to do something special for that, just ahead of the rest
It would
of
just
this.
be-
Step it up a little bit
Right.
for that one piece of property, that's all.
Right, yeah, so anyway, so I talked to him again the other day, and he said, no, we wouldn't be at this meeting, but we'll try to get something together for February. And I said, it's always the second Wednesday if I'm correct,
Yep.
and the second Wednesday, so if you do that in February, at least we'll get to start getting the steps and get the going on, so.
That lot's been
I
empty
just
for a
wanted to-
long time.
Pardon?
That lot's been empty for a long time.
It is, I said, well, you're not gonna take 15 years to do it like you did this. He said, no.
Why is it the Butterscotch House? Is it the color? or-
That was the color.
Yeah, it was-
It was kind of known as the Butterscotch House.
It had a really, it had
Memphis-
some of that big, asbestos,
Yeah,
sheet
siding
panels,
on it,
yeah,
yeah.
those big shingles that.
That's what used to be on my house.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I looked at that, I re-looked at that house when we came out here first, and before we bought the one we did, but That house was,
It was bad.
it was, yeah.
It
But-
was a multifamily for the last
It was. and it-
12 or 15 years of its life, and it wasn't maintained at all by its owners at all.
Yeah, to make it a,
It was a dump when they tore it down, literally.
Yeah. So, we've kind of known about that for some time, but now I think it's gonna come to fruition, and I realize.
Well, what kind of car wash were you talking about again? A drive-through, Kyle? Not like what we have down here, right?
But be similar to that, and I think with a doggy wash.
You ever see the one on 32 mile?
Yeah.
West of-
Yeah, they got a big
Roxy?
wash
Library.
there.
Yeah.
Probably not like that.
Yeah.
So it'll be like a drive-through plus like a couple quarter car wash bays and
Yeah.
then an inside where you can take your dog in there
And, yeah,
and make
So
your
That's
dog
a
crazy.
parking lot at Main Street.
yeah, so,
And,
but,
yeah,
Water's expensive in Memphis, so.
yeah.
well,
Relatively.
they may have a recirculating thing, you know, they got them all over, Foster does, I
Mhm.
think, don't they have one in Yale or someplace, I believe, I'm not sure.
You know,
Anyway, yeah, I just wanted to make you all aware that that's coming down the pipe.
That's good.
Progress is always good.
Well,
Almost.
and I can show you our finances if you want, we need it.
No doubt, no doubt.
Yeah,
The mayor needs a raise, like you're saying.
no, that ain't gonna happen. Okay, that's all I have.
All right, I don't have anything.
I have nothing.
Sure.
I'm good.
In that case,
Motion to.
motion be in order.
Motion to adjourn?
Motion adjourned. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Adjourned.
I don't think